I want to more address kind of why I've been waiting this long, almost a month, to really talk about these two things. And it's because I've had some really conflicting feelings about this because watching the Afghanistan withdrawal debacle happen and how it unfolded and got worse by the day and hour, it seemed like so fast, it kind of felt helpless. As an American here at home, living life pretty okay, it felt helpless in a lot of ways seeing what was coming out of that. And I think in this day and age, seeing something like that happen in real time with the technology we have, I think it made it a lot worse. And I was trying not to be negatively impacted by it or let my emotions on it get the best of me and not let it ruin my day, which some days I was a little more down. It's just kind of that heavy feeling, which in this situation too, I kind of felt we were being gaslit a little bit by the media and by politicians and special interests, and the spin of the story and people's reaction to it on a lot of sides was wild to see, because I saw people who were kind of echoing what I was thinking, which was, yes, we want to end this war, but the withdrawal was done poorly. Seeing that angle spun as you're criticizing the withdrawal, so that means you want the war to go on forever, when that was just not the truth. I think it can be true that you didn't want the war to go on forever, but you also can criticize the way the withdrawal was handled. I saw the president blaming former President Trump for the withdrawal, but taking credit for the decision to leave, when in reality it was the complete opposite. President Trump decided to leave and President Biden was in charge of the withdrawal, and that was the part that was the problem for people. So all that just felt like a huge slap in the face, whiplash, gaslighting, whatever you want to call it. And of course, that was all then leading up to 9/11, which I didn't know if I was going to talk about that or not, but I didn't want to make it about me by talking about 9/11, about like maybe where I was or my thoughts on it or what's going on, especially in the wake of what had just happened with the withdrawal from Afghanistan, a war directly related to the events that we were commemorating 20 years later. And so it just made it even more of a somber feeling than I think any of us had anticipated. And it was almost like whiplash and just this sticking of a knife in us and giving us this final twist again, which again, I didn't know how to help to make things better. So I was like, I guess I'll just say nothing. And so I want to end this topic by sharing a few things that I saw that maybe echo and confirm that a lot of people are feeling this way. And it's reaching a boiling point, which is George W. Bush was being heckled at one of his speeches after he gave a speech on 9/11 at, I believe, the Pennsylvania field where one of the planes crashed, one of the memorials. And he kind of made it political, and people were heckling him about the wars at one of his speeches. And then Hillary Clinton was abroad in Northern Ireland, I believe, speaking at a commencement or graduation ceremony where she was getting an honorary doctorate. And on her way into the venue, protesters outside were yelling at her, saying she's a war criminal. And then we also had President Biden at the 9/11 Ground Zero One World Trade Memorial on 9/11 being heckled, from what I see as well, from people as he was walking by as well. So I don't know if that's just part of the game for them, and I guess a lot of politicians who encounter the public, but it did kind of strike a different chord, because I think it was reflecting a lot of what a lot of people were feeling and thinking, and those people that were on the front lines basically addressing these public figures who had direct involvement in these decisions. I think they were kind of speaking for a lot of people when that happened. So